There's some machining operations that I got to do with them when they're put together. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to screw these together. So I'll just line it up like this, make sure both edges are flush, and then put a drywall screw in about 1.5 inches from the end and a little bit down. You don't want to be too close to the end, you'll split it. Let's drive that in on that side. Same thing over here. It kind of moved, so. That's one. I'll do all the rest. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished screwing them all together, and I numbered them all so they don't get mixed up. Before I put the numbers on, I sanded the edge a little bit on the belt sander, just to make it a little bit smoother. Now I need to lay out where the holes go. There are several holes, and they go from through the sides here and then down through the top. That's the reason why I need these put together, so that I can drill those holes. I actually think I put the screw in the place that's going to be in line with where the hole goes. Anyways, we'll see. These are 14 inches overall. I want the first hole to be in the center, which is 7 inches, and the other one 2 inches from the edge. And what I'm going to do is just square around the piece. So that I can get the marks accurately. Do that over here too. So now I've got my marks laid out. This first hole is towards the top of the clamp. Imagine that I've cut this part off. This is one of the jaws for the clamp. You want the barrel to be up towards the top of the clamp in the middle, so that you've got more wood underneath it. On the other side is the opposite. Since that's going to be pushing, you want more meat on the top. So the barrel will be towards the bottom, this one will be towards the top, this one will be towards the bottom. So I already figured out that 3/4 of an inch down is the right dimension for that. So I'll just mark that there, and then I'll mark it here. And then do the same thing on the other side. Just got to be careful that they're not mixed up. Yeah, I can see my screws in the wrong spot. My screw's in a really bad spot actually, so I guess I'll have to move them. So anyway, that's how that works. And to save time, I'll just use this one. I'll just use this first one as a pattern for all the other ones. And just line them up like that, and then square across. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish laying those out, then I'll start drilling. Okay, I took all these inside where it's warm. It's pretty darn cold out here. And I moved all the screws. And I moved them closer to the edge, so I pre-drilled a hole here so it wouldn't split it. And I finished the layout. Now the layout on these is a little bit tricky because there are several different size holes. The more critical ones are the ones that go through up here on the top and on the bottom, or through the edge of the jaw, that allow the screw to move, to swing in an arc. On one side, the screw goes through the barrel and it threads into the barrel. On the other side, there are double nuts that hold it in place. and they need clearance. So on this side where it just goes through the barrel, I'm going to drill 1/2-inch holes to make a slot. That's 1/2 inch wide and about 1.5 inches long. And on this end, it'll be double knotted on the end, I've got to drill 3/4 inch holes to make a 3/4 inch wide slot. That's 1.5 inches long. These alternate. On this one, you got 3/4 inch holes. On the other side, you would have the 1/2 inch holes, because the handles alternate. You want one handle on one side and the other handle on the other side. This is going to be more clear later on when I start to assemble it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill out these holes down through. Now how I'm going to do that is I'm going to drill about halfway through and then flip it over and drill through the other side to make sure that it's nice and accurate. So I went ahead and I made marks. That's the reason why I extended my layout lines all the way around. I made marks on both sides, and it's dead center of the two pieces, right on that seam. That's where I start my drill. And so I'll drill out all these holes that go through the edge, and then afterwards what I have are 7/8 inch holes that are here and here in all the pieces. Okay, so here I've got the 3/4 inch Forstner bit set up in the drill press. I need to be careful and pay attention here to make sure that I'm drilling in the right spot. So I've actually marked in places, on one side anyway, which size hole goes where, and I got 3/4 written right here. Now this may seem like a little bit of overkill, but seriously, it doesn't take much to get confused. So I'd rather be safe. I don't want to have to make more of these pieces. I've only got 8. That's exactly what I need. So I'm just going to set the depth of the cut down to a little past halfway. Trying to drill right through. You can do it, but the chances are it's going to go crooked, and I'm just not going to like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill all the 3/4 inch holes in all 8 pieces, and then I'll switch to 1/2 inch bit and I'll drill out the 1/2 inch. One thing I'll want to do is get a clamp on each one of these here in the middle while I'm drilling these, because the screws on the end don't keep it from bowing in the middle. So. Just going to flip the piece over, clamp it up again, and finish drilling them out. So what that does, it puts me right through. I just got to clean out the rest with the chisel afterwards. Now I can carry on drilling the rest of the 3/4 inch holes.